Hey guys, welcome back to Kenny's Claggy Garage. Today we are doing something different. Today we are returning a favor. My neighbor has these two lawnmowers and they do have some problems. And he has been helping me out, so I might as well help him out. I'm gonna do some how-to videos. This is how I do it. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm able to get stuff running. This is a clipper lawnmower with a Briggs & Stratton Quantum engine. The complaint about this is that it was running fine last year. He drained the fuel and left it for winter storage. This year he put in some new fuel, primed it, and it started right up and ran for 15 minutes. Then it quit. He primed it, it started up for some seconds, quit again. And here we are. I suspected when he said that it ran for 15 minutes that it was the fuel cap, that it was not venting the tank, but now I just think that it got fuel or moisture in the carburetor. So let's dive into that thing and see if I'm right. I'm suspecting fuel issue, water, maybe. Let's see. Even though he told me that he did put in some fresh fuel and all that stuff, I'm still going at it like I don't know the machine and don't know anything about the machine. So I'm checking the fuel, smells about right, checking the oil level, if I can get up the stick. Yeah, it's got something, it's looking okay. Checking again. Actually, maybe it was a bit low. Doesn't smell of gasoline. So that's good enough. Now, spark. We need spark. And that right there could also be the issue with this machine. Because as I tried to take off the spark plug lead, it just came right apart in my hands. And that could very well also be the reason why it's had some intermittent running issues. But yeah. If your machine won't run after winter storage, check your fuel. Does it have water in it? You can see it if you light with a flashlight down in the gas tank. If there's a, how should I say, it actually looks like a balloon or something at the bottom, because water is much heavier than gasoline is, and therefore you will also get water before gasoline if you have water. And these engines does not run on water, and it actually only takes very, very little water to stop an engine from running. So I'm gonna scare up a new spark plug lead or something, and in the next clip we are back at normal schedule with audio. So I've got it sort of half-assed together again. Now let's check the plug if it got spark. Oh no, is this a 19? Why? Yeah, because it's not 21 and not 16. I really should get a 19mm spark plug wrench. Well, at least this plug is right in my face. I think we're okay here. What a cute little plug. Yeah. So let's see if it does the plug things. You know. So let me just clamp the handle. If it wants to. Oh! Ah, that's a nice sound. Maybe we will do some lubrication of the cable here because that was not really good. Now, let's see. We have anything? I cannot see anything. Can you see anything? No. Yeah, we got spark. That's good. So let's put it in again. I really should get a 19mm spark plug wrench or socket. So let's see if this will cooperate. I actually just went and took another boot from something on the lawn. So we know we got spark, we know we got fuel and oil. So let's see if it's doing what he says it's doing. I'm not sure if I'm hearing the primer, but yeah, let's have a go. Maybe not. It sounds like it's trying to. Well, should we take a closer look? We might as well. Because if it's not okay, he will be coming back. I mean, he lives right next door, right? So let's see if the squirter does the squirty squirt things. I think not. I don't think we're getting any fuel down in the car, actually. Sounds like it's just blowing air. Yeah, nothing happens. You wanna see? Or what? Maybe something happening now? I do believe that should be better than that. I don't know if I can show you. Now, in there's that little tube sticking up in the center of the screen there. When I prime it, fuel should be coming up from that tube. And it's not. I'm only hearing air. So, I think we're taking apart a carburetor. So, yeah, let's dive in. So I just removed the top plastic cover here. On this engine, you get to the carburetor by removing the lid for the air filter. And in here is 3 bolts. I use an 8mm but it is an American engine, so maybe that's not totally correct. This is the breather tube. Remember that needs to go back on. And here we have the carb on this engine. So we just need to clamp the fuel line. I'm not sure if my clamp is... I'm not sure if my clamp got the guts to keep the fuel from going in, or maybe it is. Because the fuel line seems really stiff. Now there's a clamp here that you need to back off. And now you should be able to take off the fuel line. Should I have a cup ready for when I'm going to spill fuel everywhere like I used to? Is it getting off? I don't want to destroy the hose. Sometimes they are really stuck. Is it falling apart? Nah, it was just dirt. But you can break them free. At least that's what I'm doing normally. Just breaking them free with a screwdriver. So, now what? Yeah, fuel leaking everywhere. What a surprise. Because that's normally not what happens for me. So, is it going to stay or what? Or was it just... okay. Looks to be that it was just what was in the hose to begin with. So, now we can take off the carb. That's about there and there. I do believe they are 12 millimeters. Again, it's an American engine, so it's probably something else in its home state, country thing. Or is it 10? I don't remember. 10 millimeters, not 12. Fool. So, now we can take off the carb. It's falling off by itself. And this is actually a really nice design for a guy like me to work on, because the only thing connecting the carb to the engine is those two bolts, the fuel line and this linkage here, and that comes off just by, I don't know if I can do it one-handed, no. Push it down and give it a twist. There we have it. Now, let's go to the table and open this thing up. Now, let's see. We got the carb here, and what I do when it's one of these is just, you cannot do anything else. You open it up, there's a nut, a bolt here. It takes a 13. So let's see what we got here. We've got some old fuel. Oh, he says it's fresh fuel. Now this is also the main jet. So this has to be clear. There's two holes, one on either side and one on the top. And you got your fuel bowl here. And there's dirt in here. And I can see now there's also water. I don't know if you can see it, but down there there's a little puddle of water. And these small engines, they are very sensitive to dirt and water. It only takes a few drops or 1 drop of water for the engine to not run. So let's clean it. I'm gonna put it in the ultrasonic. But if you don't have an ultrasonic, and you have some, before I got my ultrasonic cleaner, I actually used some penetrating oil or something and compressed air. So if you do have compressed air, you can also use that. So let's get the float out. And the needle falls out by itself. How does that look? Looks fine. Nice tip. And from my knowledge, there's not more to do than to put it in the ultrasonic. The carb, the jet, and I'm also gonna put the ball in the hot tub over there. So see you in 30 minutes. So we're back from cleaning. So let's put it back together again after it's been dried off a little bit. There's some water here. So it's already looking a lot better, but I'm just gonna dry it off. So we don't have all that dirt and water. That's better. And the carb, there's really nothing to it other than blow through it with compressed air, or if you got really good lungs. I don't, but I guess that's good enough. Now, from experience, I know that the gasket here can break, and that port there is where the engine gets its prime from the pump. And if that's broken, you will get a leak, and then the primer will not work. So check the gasket if you're in here anyways. This one looks to be okay. Looks like it's blocking the hole a little bit, but the gasket is intact, and he said that it was running last year. So I'm just gonna put it back together and put it back on the machine, and then we'll see. And then we'll see if the engine will run. So I got the hose back on. So let's see if we can make it spring a leak. The clamp is also on. Looks fine. So let me put back the housing for the air filter, because the primer is located there. So we need that to see if the primer will work now. And that's just the reverse procedure of when we took it apart. And of course that's also the same with the assembly of the carb. It's just the opposite of what you were doing before, if you've taken it apart, that is. So let's see if we are in any luck. Yeah, it's better. So can you see in there now? Before there was nothing. Now it looks to be plenty strong. So I'm going to put the air filter back on. Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to fire right up now. I mean, it is a Briggs & Stratton, right? No, not affiliated. So, let me put back the clamp on the handle here and tell my daughter that I'm going to make some noise now. I don't know if the prime we did before is enough, but let's try it without any additional priming. So, here goes nothing. Well, why? Ah! Well, that's not strange at all. The clamp on the handle let go. Well, let's try again then. I just thought for a second there that it wasn't working like it should, but it totally worked. It is totally working like it should. Looks like it's running fine. So, yeah. I'm gonna put on the plastic cover again and take it for a test run to see if it's up for the job. And then sharpen the oil and change the blade. No, the opposite. There. Now let's take it outside for a spin to see if it will keep on running. And then I'm gonna change the oil and sharpen the blade, but I'm not gonna show it because that's not what this video is about. It's about what you do when your engine will not start after winter. It looks like it will, but he also complained that it would start but would not keep running. But maybe that spark plug was also part of the issue. Fool. I have to remove the safety bar before I can lower it. Pretty smart. There. Let's see if it will tear up some grass. Now, let's see if it will cut grass. There. Runs perfect. So that was a Briggs & Stratton Quantum engine on a Clipper lawnmower.